Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Black Butler, Chapter 145. When we last left off, our Ciel and Sebastian had been taken by Fred Aberline, along with Blavat, to Scotland Yard as the prime suspect in the Sphere Hall murders. And then Real Ciel took took Alexis back to tell him what Real Ciel wants him to know, which is definitely not going to be everything. And we absolutely be implicating RCL in every way possible. And then Edward and Elizabeth went home. As Elizabeth had this breakdown of like, I can't believe I didn't notice my fiance wasn't my fiance, and I can't believe I wouldn't have cared if RCL had died. And it was a great little moment. Again, a little bit light on content, as Butler has been for the past couple years. But still, the stuff we got was good. So let's move on to chapter 145, the Butler escorting. Our cover page is RCL and Sebastian staring into like a foggy woods, into the depths. We open in the carriage, the prison carriage, with the police carriage, with Blavat, Sebastian, and RCL. It's kind of like, it's like rocking, I guess. And Blavat is like kind of shaken by the rocking. Ow! They're going awfully fast. And like dangles his hands in the handcuffs. I'd like to ask them to take more care since Lord Sirius is on board. And RCL just like kind of like pouts in a corner. And Sebastian looks at him, and Blavat speaks up again. By the way, Lord Sirius, how does it feel to go from being the head of a distinguished earldom to a serial killer packed right off to jail in one night? And Sebastian speaks up. And you, once a charismatic fortune teller, now a prisoner, you yourself have come down in the world. But it does not seem to bother you in the least. And Blavat just laughs. Well, this is all part of my job. Oh? So yeah, I definitely do like the Blavat. Blavat does not drop the act for even a second. Like he doesn't want Scotland Yard to be like in on it. Unless... No, that's ridiculous. I was about to think maybe Blavat doesn't know. maybe Real Ciel has kept up this like web so tight that he just doesn't know. But I don't know. I had no idea it was a seer's job to falsely point the figure at another by way of an elaborate ruse for the misdeeds of the cult leader and to sacrifice his own freedom in the process. And then Blavat speaks up. But my prediction was right, wasn't it? Oh, we're going like way back into like 2014 or whenever this fucking arc started. A star drawn to a black hole collapsar strays from its orbit, doomed to wander the murk for all eternity. Why, it's just as I said. Prediction. You simply performed hot readings, collecting information about your targets in advance. There was nothing right about it. Not with my divining, maybe. But the moment I laid eyes on you, I knew you were different. And Sebastian's like is very slightly panicked. Not really panicked, more concerned. Because Blavat seems to be aware that he's at least not human. Anyway, the Scotland Yard officer yells at them, "Hey, shut your traps! Know your place, you murderous lot!" Ooh, scary. Well, I wonder how many more hours getting thrown around this stinky carriage we have to endure. And Sebastian notices something. Heh, not much longer now, I would say. I said stop talk! Friends from the yard, please be on your guard. When night falls upon the realm of Earl Phantomhive, savage beasts go on the prowl. Sebastian's going like full-on, melodramatic asshole like he always is. Huh? You really think that way? And something like pops up behind him. And it's a snake that like coils around his neck. The two drivers look back. What was that? What the devil is going on back there? And they see a tree like falls right in front of them. Okay, and it like crashes, or the tree crashes, and like it scares the horses. We're gonna crash! And then one of the wheels falls off! And the carriage like careens into another tree and smashes into it. And then meanwhile, back in the Phantom Hive Manor, something tells me, knowing Yana, this is all we're gonna get from RCL and Sebastian, because now we're back in Phantom Hive Manor with Real Ciel, the Undertaker, and Tanaka. Real Ciel's like sitting in his study. Was that really a good idea, Lord Earl? And Undertaker and Tanaka walk in. Letting those servants go free. Undertaker. You see, we brothers have never so much as quarreled. Well, we have had childish disagreements, of course. That's why I'm beside myself with excitement at the idea of, and lightning like flashes behind him, a serious fight with my little brother. Is that right? By the way, Tanaka, shouldn't you have left with them? Oh, the servants just fucking left. RCL servants. But Tanaka stayed. I have served the Phantom Hive family for 2 generations, so I see. And, Real CL sips his tea. And then we cut to more carriages. I guess, are they more Scotland Yard guys? Yes. They're not, for a second there I thought they were after, they had heard about the crash already, but no, it's just Fred headed back to Scotland Yard. Mr. Phantom Hive is a legitimate second son. With the eldest son missing, he would have inherited the title and estate after going through the legal formalities. What was his motive for posing as his older brother? Having one's inheritance acknowledged could take decades without the body or will of the previous head. Did he wish to have the status and fortune for himself as quickly as possible? Or perhaps he wanted to avoid paying the massive estate taxes incurred by his father's and brother's successive deaths. No, that couldn't be it. Yeah, that's way too lame. And of course we know why. It's due to all the emotional issues of being the neglected son that no one wanted. But anyway, back to the actual plot. No, that couldn't be it. Would he truly be willing to put up with the work of the Queen's watchdog at such a young age, just for that? And he flashes back to all of his interactions with Ciel. But then the carriage starts to rattle, and he opens the window and goes and yells at the driver, "What's the matter? Inspector Aberline, look!" And Fred is shocked by the destroyed carriage. Yep, they've escaped. What in blazes? Oh no, not Blavat. Blavat's just sitting on a tree. My best clothes are covered in mud. Blavat? What happened here? Caught me by surprise, let me tell you. Your constables are lying over there unconscious. I certainly wasn't expecting a sudden accident to send the carriage rolling onto its side like that. Where are Mr. Phantom Hive and his butler? Don't look at me. Perhaps they're lying at the bottom of a ditch after being thrown from the carriage. Send out a search party at once. Yes, sir. And Fred turns to Blavat. You're coming with me. Yes. Shame. I was looking forward to fighting it out before the High Court of Justice. Wait, what's he gonna do? Because that line, the High Court of Justice, makes you think he's not going... He's gonna, off himself before he gets to prison. But we cut back to Ciel and Sebastian in the foggy forest, I guess from where we opened. But a carriage comes by. And... Oh, hey, it's Baldroy! Hiya, you two. And it's all the servants, hanging out in this carriage. As promised, we're here to pick up our wages. Oh, we're getting a war. Or a fight. Anyway. Dear me. I did tell you that you would have to wait. Only at times like these are a lot of you quick about your work. What mercenary servants. Alright. We're really kicking... Okay. Everything's really, coming up to a head this arc. We're really moving into the final... It feels like really moving into, the final phases of the arc. There is still the mystery, though. We know that, Lord Sirius is, of course, Real Ciel. But there were 3 other stars, right? And they're pretty much MIA right here, aren't they? We haven't really heard hide nor hair of them. Have they just been kind of dropped in all of the other stuff this arc has given us? I don't really know. But anyway, on to discussing the chapter itself. This was really good. This was actually, plot progression. Last month was definitely more of a, emotional introspection for, Lizzie. But here, we have... Sebastian has some kind of illusionary powers he's using up on the constables to help free them. Real Ciel is itching for a fight at this point. And then Blavat? Blavat is still something of a wild card this late into the game, which is kind of weird because you'd think by this point he'd know what we'd have a good idea of what he's after. But he doesn't quite seem to just be following Real Ciel's orders at this point. Because if so... or he seems to be up to something. As I brought up before, he was looking forward fighting it out before the High Court of Justice. Makes it seem like he's not going to do that, because he calls it a shame. And so I don't really know where we're going from here, I guess? Or where we're going from here with the Blavat's character. But beyond that, Sebastian and Ciel have joined up with the servants. All of them, except Tanaka, who's of course has sided with real Ciel. Which makes me wonder, like, I imagine, of course, by the end of this, our Ciel is going to win because real Ciel is a zombie, and they're not going to let him win the whole time. But it makes me wonder how our Ciel is going to, like, handle Tanaka in the aftermath of all this. Because, like, Tanaka has pretty much betrayed him, has given real Ciel and the Undertaker everything, the keys to the kingdom at this point. And, like, I don't know, maybe he'll die with real Ciel? Maybe he'll, like, give up his life or something? I don't know. I can't imagine Tanaka staying as one of the Phantom Hive servants after this arc. But who's to say? Who's to say? But yeah, other than that, they've teamed up with their servants again, they're back. And that's really it for this chapter. Once again, it's still only 20 pages. Because, of course, Yana has to have gorgeous art instead of telling her story, but whatever. Yeah, so that's Black Butler 145. That's really all I had to say for this month's chapter. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video. If you did, feel free to drop me a like, subscribe, or do whatever the fuck you want. I don't really care. And as always, people, keep kicking ass, and I'll see you in the future. Bye!